Hello and welcome to the Urbandoned 30,000 subscriber Q&A. You guys have asked us your questions on social media and we're going to answer them now. You might be wondering why there's only 3 of us when there's 4 members of Urbandoned. Reese is currently doing uni work, the slacker. My name's Alistair.
My name's Theo.
My name's Alex.
And this is the Q&A. The intro, please. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video.
Before we get on with the Q&A, we would like to announce a few things we've been working on over the last few months. Today we'll be releasing our brand new website, which has been a goal between all of us since we merged our efforts. The website is a place to keep up with everything we do. Everything from our social links, support links, and latest social media posts is accessible, along with our brand new written location reports for nearly every site we have visited. The reports contain a wider range of photos than what is shown within our videos and allows you to read further into the history and about our explore of the location. However, the biggest addition would be our store. We understand the controversies surrounding selling items within urbex, but believe we have struck the correct balance going forward. We will be selling location bundles for the spots we have visited for a limited time only after our video is released. This way, if you particularly like a place we have visited or have a personal connection to the building, there will be a physical way to remember it. A range of single photos in various sizes will be on rotation for purchase as well. In addition to our website, we are launching our brand new Discord server. As a group of friends, we found it useful to have our own server to chat and plan our trips, but thought why not open it to everyone else. We have dedicated chat rooms and voice rooms for all sorts of things, and an interactive base leveling system that will unlock you more permissions as you chat more. Feel free to join our server using the link in our description. If you have any questions about the website or our Discord server, then feel free to leave a comment or message us on social media and we will get back to you.
Before we get into the main section of the video, there is something that we would like to address. Luckily, our friends over at Broken Window Theory have already asked this question on a previous video. That is the situation between the Excursionist and Urbandoned merging into one channel.
Before the merge, it was just me and Reese, who's not here tonight, as I said. We were exploring for about 3 years, since 2016, and then in early 2020 or late 2019, I started exploring with you.
Yeah.
And then Alex at the start of 2020, and we just got along.
Yeah, we got along and we thought that, we had a lot of trips planned over the course of the year, and since we were on them all the time and just going out together, it made sense. Since we were doing similar style videos, we thought it'd be just a better idea to collaborate and make kind of content together that would be better than the original stuff that both of us were putting out. So
yeah, literally, so we're not recording the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main reason was because we're all putting out the same videos once every 2 weeks or so, the same locations. We thought, why don't we just combine our efforts to make a video that's 2 times as good?
And we all have the same mentality about urbex. We go about it the same way, really.
Just made sense in the end to put all of our creativeness into one channel.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, let's actually get into the questions because this is taking too long.
Yeah, we've been struggling for quite a while, but we'll get into the questions. I think we'll start off with Instagram.
What camera equipment do you guys use to shoot your videos?
We recently just upgraded and we're filming the video on this camera. I got a Sony A7 III Mark III, and that's now being integrated into the videos that we're filming throughout this year. But you use a separate camera, and that's what most of the videos that have been going up and will go up for the next few weeks and months are filmed on.
Our backlog's massive, so for a long time there'll be more videos filmed with my camera coming up, which is the Canon 80D. We also have a GoPro, we have 2 Mavic Mini drones, and your camera, which is...
I use a Nikon D7100, but mostly it's not really used for videoing, it's more used for the photography aspect of exploring.
It's not really integrated into this question, but we're definitely planning to get another 2 Sony cameras, so we have 3, and we're going to be able to film 4K and kind of push the content to a high level.
They're literally the best cameras for urbex.
We just forgot to mention in the last question, but the Explorer Returns asked about the camera equipment. But we got a follow-up question from Dimitri on Instagram, and he's asked, what's the scariest thing you've encountered during an explore?
Ooh.
That's pretty hard question to
I've
answer.
got one. It's a place we can't name, but it was when me and you were stuck in that lab. And
Oh yeah, no, that was
workers,
great.
we were meters away from workers, and we had to make an escape.
Yeah, there was one exit, but a worker came in through a door that was originally locked, and we had to hide in like a kind of like cupboard area, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the escape was quite mental, but that was pretty scary because it had been high consequence probably if we were caught there.
Yeah, you'll see it eventually.
So I think my scariest moment, I think this could be, it's a joint scary
definitely.
moment. This
Definitely.
is before we can class it as official exploring. We were just doing, it's actually got a video on it, it's a very cringy video, but it was when we had an homeless encounter in a mill in Bolton, and the guy threw bottles at us, or down the lift shaft at us, and kind of like chased us out, kind of screaming and shouting. You know, not had many homeless encounters, but for that one it was definitely the scariest. I'd say.
I was in a mill where two buildings had separated from each other, and there was a gap, and we were like in one half, and stuff was coming through into our half, these little bullets, and they were like hitting stuff, and through the window we could see these guys with big guns, we thought, but it turns out they were just paintball guns, and we went into their building and had a chat with them, but yeah. Okay, next question. What was the first urban exploration you ever did? Were you super nervous? I think it was Camelot for all of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely.
I don't know if it was. I can't remember. It was 5 or 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I imagine I'd have been a bit nervous, not being as experienced as we are now. But
it was more just like you just go there and
Yeah.
run from security all the time.
yeah,
It
exactly.
was like a thing you went and did with your mates at the weekend.
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't.
really explore.
It's so close to our house. So.
Yeah, so it made sense as well to go there. So yeah, I don't remember being too nervous.
Yeah.
Next question. We've got a question here from Random Rick on Instagram saying, what was your favourite explore? It's a hard one, but I think my favourite explore was on the London trip. We were halfway down, kind of split up the journey doing a RAF base. Video is here. I think it's not the explore that I loved most about it, it was the build up to it, because we actually camped over really close to the building actually, almost right outside. Both of our cars, full beams on, putting up the tents, got the fire up, made some horrible burgers because we burnt them.
Oh, they were so bad.
Got some bevs going, and it was just a really good night. And to wake up at like 6 AM and go and explore that place was just something else.
Yeah, I think it's my fondest memory so far, just because it's the first trip and first time camping with all of us. My favourite place is a mill in the north of England, just an hour away. So, but many explorers will kind of know what I'm referencing here. But it's definitely a surreal place. One you have to experience if you're really into the hobby. It's definitely my favourite.
It's actually the best industrial place in England, or one of them.
Yeah, definitely top 5. I'd say easily.
I'd say the seminary in Wigan, just because it's massive, it's totally decaying, and there's a lot of stuff inside as well. Or an asylum we visited in 2019 in Ireland, that was amazing as well, because there was literally everything you could ask for there.
Yeah.
Next question.
It's so depressing now. Oh god, spice it up. Next one!
Nisha asks on Instagram, how did you get into exploring?
Ooh. Well, me and Reese started exploring in 2016 with a lot of friends. We'd go with like 15 people to Camelot and other places around us, just usually a short bus ride, and then as we grew up and more people lost interest, me and Reese would keep going and we'd start travelling, meeting people, and yeah, we kind of became obsessed with it really.
So Theo got his first camera, it was a Nikon D3300. I didn't have a camera at that time, I think I was actually using my GoPro. That's when we started the Excursionist channel properly.
Yeah.
We kind of started growing that. We kind of lost a bit of interest in college, but then we passively started getting a few views on the Excursionist channel, so we decided to revisit that.
Yeah, about 2019.
Yeah, about 2019.
It's all for the views.
Exactly.
Mm.
Money. I'm joking. We then ended up meeting you without knowing that we'd actually all been to the same schools. I mean, me and Reese went to the same school, and Alistair and Alex went to the same school.
Yeah,
and then we went to the same college as well. So we had 1 year, we're a year apart, me and Alex are a year older, and we had a year in college where I actually met you for the first time face to face, and then throughout the end of 2019 and 2020 we just accelerated our exploring, and that's how we got to this point.
Yeah, literally. We've been going on a bit of tangent, so we need to speed it up a bit. We've
Yeah.
got through like 5 questions. Sam Enser Smith asks, would you ever go back to Brock Mill? No.
No, I don't think so.
KP Urban asks, personal favourite image video you've produced? For me, I'd have to say Bonaccord Baths. I like the flow of all the clips, and I like the videos to have a story behind them, and I felt at the end of the video it kind of all was summed up well, and that's just perfect for me. Yeah.
It's a good video, and I think for us, because our filming and editing's not been integrated into Urbandoned yet, because we're
Not
still
yet.
filming, but it will be over the next few months. I think for the excursionist it has to be the latest video that's on there, which is an abandoned car factory. It was definitely the best one that we produced, because it's just, you know, we've had time to progress our editing skills and stuff, so they're not the best, but we've been learning since, so that's definitely that one for me.
I think personally my favourite place I've shot is the Glasgow schools, going around all of them.
Yeah.
So interesting seeing how samey they are, yet so different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So good to visit them.
Yeah, I really like my photos I got in that place.
I think for photos we'll literally just put up one each.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
choose on
No.
some of our favourites. An interesting name, Hong Long Shlong, asks what's the most, what has been the place that's been the most disappointing to explore? I think that's kind of, it's not too hard. It depends. I mean, the stuff that we did earlier on before we, you know, kind of like say 2016, 17 is obviously
there's a lot of places you go to and they're just not.
They don't live up to standards
Like
and how you'd
we
expect.
visited so many where we've decided not to film or even take pictures.
Yeah.
Especially when it's our finds as well. There's more chance of that. It
The
seems.
most.
IJKSS says, have you any plans to explore abandoned sites in other countries? Yes, we do actually have some trips planned.
They're just not going on at the moment because of the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely be outside of mainland England this year, and mate, fingers crossed we get a chance to go to Europe, but that will be coming up by 2022, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Next one.
Will Venus asks, is there a place you'd like to visit but cannot get access to? It's hard to say them without just naming the place, but there's probably a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried a lot of places and they're sealed at the time. It's just
Yeah.
about like knowing people, keeping eyes on stuff. You know, if you're close, driving by, checking it.
Yeah, there's
so-
places we've literally like had on the map for years, and then after a long while they'll open, and we go as soon as they open.
Yeah. What is the next question?
Andy K asks, if you could go back in time to one location whilst it was still in use, which location would you choose?
God. I'd probably just say any industrial place. They're the most interesting to me. So
I'd agree, because you know, just seeing machinery and stuff active and stuff,
Yeah.
it'd be definitely special, especially some of the dated buildings.
yeah, and we've been in a handful of active stuff as well with tours and like that, and the sound, and it's just so impressive, really.
I think personally I would say Clydebank Playdrome. It just looks like a fun place.
Yeah, that is true.
Good answer.
That's a good answer. Andy K's asked quite a few questions, but we're going to pick out the next two. They're probably the most interesting. So the next one is, where was your favourite urbex poo? I think I'm the only one that's actually done this in a building, but it has to be Grain Warehouse, Scotland. So
Yeah,
I think so. That's for me.
we don't need any more info on that one. Really.
Nah, I'm
Go on to
not. I'm
the
not
next
really
one.
willing to give. And then he's also asked, do you think exploring has changed in time that you've been involved, and if so, how? That's quite a deep question.
Definitely.
It's definitely changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely changed from when it was like real exploring in like the mid to late 2000s
Yeah.
to now.
Especially with the advent of social media,
Yeah.
I think luckily we've been able to kind of like fit in that kind of like realm of actually exploring and trying to get kind of good content as well.
Yeah.
So,
In the last few years, it's not changed that much though. it's kind of it's more of the same stuff. A new channel crops up now and then, or a new Facebook Live account trying to fund themselves off it. Sean asks, what got you into urbex? We've asked, I don't know why I've even read that out. He also asked, how much do you think your content has improved?
Well, hopefully with our edition, not 110%, but
I think definitely the stuff where we've all been recording is going to be a lot of good videos coming out soon.
Yeah, for sure. It even we're joking, but it definitely has. With 2 cameras or 3 cameras at times, 3 people taking pictures at least, 2 drones. The quality's going to get better.
yeah,
And we can also be quicker when we're inside and more efficient.
exactly.
Got you into urbex.
So not had this one yet. Basically, fucking.
Kickfilick asked, have you ever experienced anything that could be paranormal in any of the locations?
No,
We don't believe in that.
We don't.
we don't. No, none of us do.
When I first started, a glass smashed down the corridor in a building, but
Any paranormal activity is usually a homeless man.
or it's like the wind or something. So yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
We think most paranormal exploring YouTubers are waffling.
I agree.
James is so cool like asks, how are you and what is the craziest thing you found in an abandoned place? I'm quite good, thank you, James.
Yeah, we're all good.
I think the craziest thing we've found is a huge... Dagmara Durajak asks, how do you get permission for visiting odd places you go to? We short thing is we don't actually get permission.
We don't
We
get
just
any
find
permission.
an entrance, but we don't break and enter.
Simple. D Littlewood on Instagram asks, do you like Brutus architecture?
Yeah.
I think we all do. I think probably our favourite, well, my favourite anyway would be Art Deco, but I still like that style.
I agree. We've literally just done a building with Brutus.
Yeah, we have, just a few days ago.
Soul Supply UK asks, is it always easy to gain access into the buildings?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Especially, we seem to notice in England compared to other places. In
Yeah.
England, they seem a lot tighter on their buildings than other places.
Yeah, it's a big patience game, and then some of the access points can just be really ridiculous. But if you're willing to do it, then you normally find a way.
Of course. On to the YouTube comments now. Alexis Malone asked, how did you come to do YouTube and how do you get into these buildings without getting caught, or are you allowed in, and did you like Glasgow? There's a lot of questions there. We've answered how did you come to do YouTube and are you allowed in. I liked Glasgow.
Yeah, it's the first
Glasgow's
time.
good.
It's the
I
first
actually
time.
really like Glasgow.
Yeah, it's the first time for me visiting.
Yeah.
And was it all of us?
Yeah.
I really like the city. We stayed there for a good few days. It was really good.
And how do you get into these buildings without getting caught? I don't think we've covered really.
No, not yet.
We plan a lot. We tend to overplan and might overcomplicate
definitely.
things for ourselves. But I think that's better than going there willy nilly with no aims at all.
Yeah, it just kind of lowers the chance of getting caught.
Yeah.
So we just check, recce the site, get information of our own, or some people help us, and then we just
Google Earth
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
we just kind of look for security parameters and try to avoid them best of
Yeah,
our ability.
pretty much. You can kind of see and learn how we explore the places by watching the videos because we feature a lot of it in, especially with the GoPro footage. Next question by Jill Owls. How do you find these places? Love the video, guys. Great narration. Thank you. A lot of research. We use Google Maps, building surveys, buildings at risk registers, and then driving around as well. We find places like that, news articles.
Yeah,
Any others?
yeah. So news articles have been a big one at the moment for us to
Yeah,
find news
a lot of
spots.
news articles.
So yeah.
Yeah. Joe Horrocks with a very long and nice comment talking about the recent video. She's asked a few questions. She's put how much research and organising goes to explores. We've just answered that. How many of you go on each trip? That just depends on.
Who's available?
Yeah, literally.
We try to get everyone on if we can.
Yeah, the best trips are always when everyone's there.
Yeah, definitely. There's 4 of us here, and then we have a few friends that we like to kind of go out with a lot. So
Meet people down the way and meet people when we get there.
it's normally about 5 or 6 of us.
Finally, which one of you narrates the videos as the tone of your voice is perfect? Take that.
Wow.
Good.
Next question on YouTube from April Duncan. She said, first of all, love the videos, so thank you. And she's asked 2 questions. One, have you ever been stopped by police or owners inside who have warned you off?
Loads of times.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
video
definitely.
recently of a church down south from our summer trip.
Yeah. We have a lot of security encounters.
Yeah.
You know, it's bound to happen, especially if we're going out more. But we seem to get off alright.
Yeah,
We're
you-
respectful and stuff. So.
Yeah, as long as you kind of know the law and know what you can get away with and just stand up for yourself. Some security will try and like control the situation, but you should be fine, really.
As long as you're exploring correctly, you're not breaking any laws.
Second question from April is, do you have any tips or tricks for beginner urban explorers looking for places to go? There's plenty of places to find online if you just do a bit of research. There's a lot of forums that will just, you know, have threads that will be able to point you in some places.
Yeah.
The security stuff's a good tip as well. You know, just be respectful and know your laws. Go with people. Make sure people know you're inside.
Yeah, don't go alone.
Yeah, not unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Right?
it can be quite dangerous places, so make sure someone knows you're there, and or you're with someone, even better.
Yep. Go on, take the next one.
Stian E on YouTube asks, have you guys ever had any near-death experiences whilst exploring or getting hurt really badly? Keep up the great videos. Thank you. And I think recently, or since we've been exploring, not really had any near-death experiences.
No.
Yeah. I guess you're almost always close to death whilst exploring because like the floor.
Close to danger.
Definitely. It's just like, we've not had anything that's happened that's put us in that scenario, but you never know when something unpredictable might happen.
Yeah,
Like
just-
a floor could collapse, or anything like that.
Stay focused.
Yeah,
Be
we
careful.
Just be as careful as possible.
Yeah. Alison McCree on YouTube has asked, I'd like to know a bit more about yourselves. I've only followed you here on YouTube. You seem like nice guys. What are your names? What do you do in real life? And how long you've been exploring? The sort of personal touches are nice to know. So, you know, my name's Alex from the intro. I work at a logistics company as a data analyst.
I'm Theo, and I'm at university studying sound technology. I also have a part-time job to help fund the trips and stuff like that.
I'm Alistair and I work in fast food.
Along with uni.
You gotta
Along with
mention
uni.
You gotta mention the uni
No,
study.
just leave it. I'm Alistair, I study film production at uni and I work in fast food.
We all have, we have personal photography accounts. Everything's kind of been linked and mentioned already, hopefully at the start on screen.
I don't know who asked.
She is.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I would really love to get into the ghost hunting type videos. I feel like they really
Rack
pop
up the
off.
money.
They do rack up the money.
Get all the fucking ad revenue coming in, you know.
Facts.
Fucking
Yeah.
love that shit. I mean, the money is what we do it for at the end
Literally.
of the day.
This is going to get clipped out of here. 59 Patrick asks, do you still get a buzz now as much as when you first started? That's a good question, because we still get a buzz, we still enjoy it obviously, but
Yeah, we won't be doing it, would we?
yeah, I do think there's less than when, like, because you can only visit so many schools before they start getting repetitive and hospitals, but
Yeah.
it's looking for the features that are not the same and like stuff that really excites us.
I'd say the buzz has decreased, but the love for the actual hobby has increased
Yeah.
substantially.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely more passionate about it. I mean, it just depends on the place, really.
Yeah.
There's still stuff we've not done, so that's good. So I'll
Yeah,
still
we're
get
like
a
more
buzz off
calm. We're more calm walking around in the building, which means we can
Yeah.
focus on the filming as well.
that. Exactly, yeah.
There's another question. If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself when you first started that you now know to do better? I'd 100% say the audio work on the videos. The audio work and the music is too loud in the old ones.
I can completely agree.
Yeah.
Mine was absolutely awful. I'd also say, just like, I don't know, just look at other photographers and videographers. Rest in peace. I'd look at other people's kind of stuff and photographs and just make sure you're picking up on stuff and learn about stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's
Probably-
asking about the excuses. This is the Urbandoned 30,000 Q&A.
So we're going to have to like get that real quick.
Probably tell myself to buy a camera earlier, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should have done that.
I'd probably tell
You just
myself
do
to
it.
order this Chinese because it's going to be banging.
We need to get this, man. Oh shit. Should we get him on a question?
Yeah, how do we open?
It's locked.
1 second, man.
He's in front of shooting a porn.
Yeah. I hear that, man. It's not like a soundproof door.
Well, we are shooting a porn.
Oh,
We're shooting a porn.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Thank you.
Hey, come back to this couch, sexy.
Oh my yum.
Alright, so we've had our Chinese, and now it's time to get back to the Q&A. We've got a question here from our mate Darren. He says, who inspires you?
I'd say proper people for me. Urbex wise, anyway.
Yeah.
I really like Broken Window Theory's style right now.
Yeah, those two.
Their Italy project is insane.
They make the most high quality
Obviously,
videos.
Yeah, and I'd say proper people is closest to our style. And I personally, with the excursionists, looked up to like them for the video stuff.
Yeah.
So those two for us.
Yeah. Unbeaten Path.
Yeah, of course.
Ninurta. All very good channels as well. Darren's also said, what's more important, the explore or the photography?
So it's a 50-50 split for me. Although
I'd say the explore. I'd prefer to explore a place and have it done rather than get a picture of it and like not enjoy the trip.
I think it's a bit different for me.
that's true though, but if you're exploring it and you don't get any pictures,
no memory.
it feels like you want to go back. It feels like you've not completed the place.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think, although you have the memory of it, it's nice to have like a physical kind of thing to look back on of being there before, especially if something's like demoed. I feel like that's where it becomes important as well.
Yeah, I get you.
To capture that. But 50-50.
He's also said goals for 2021.
Travel, I'd say.
Travel, yeah.
Europe.
Yeah,
If
got
we
a
can.
good set of trips that we've got that we'll
Yeah,
keep.
we've got trips planned, it's just whether
we're going to be
go
able to
ahead.
do them. Just keep exploring. I don't know. For me, I've not got any main set out.
No, and I don't really have number goals or anything like that. I'm not really about that.
No, just see what comes, I guess, and hope we can get some trips done.
Yeah, and just be grateful.
Phil Rees asks quite an interesting question. Do you ever feel guilty for exploring some buildings like the abandoned house with furniture still in? Loving the videos, so intriguing with what you can find. So thank you once again. I feel like houses can be quite a sensitive topic for everyone involved in exploring.
There is a level of guilt when you're exploring them because
it's someone's home.
yeah, and especially when there's a lot of stuff in there, it can feel like you're just walking through someone's property.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I think it's a really untouched places that, like say recently abandoned places where you just feel like I shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, but I mean we end up still being there.
Yeah.
But I mean there is a sense of guilt, like.
It's more like we're just documenting what we find. And if we find a house with everything in, we're going to document it.
Yeah, exactly.
But we won't be disrespectful to them because it's much more touchy than just like a big company that's closed their factory or like a hospital that's shut over the years.
Yeah. One final question that we've got that we actually didn't kind of address. It's to do with our equipment, as people seem interested. I've been asked it a few times. Is what lenses do we use? Main video lens, hopefully going forward, will be the Sony 16 to 35mm.
Yeah, but just
size lens.
Yeah, in simpler terms, just the widest one that's not fisheye.
Yeah, exactly.
Sums it up.
And hopefully we'll be on the same equipment soon.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we've got.
That's it.
So we've gone through all the questions. Thank you all for submitting them. I appreciate the response, and thanks for 30,000 on behalf of us all. Really.
Yeah.
Massive appreciation.
And we'll see you guys in the next exploring video.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.